Chapter 71 Entering the Wilderness Area Again. Met Jiang Chuxuan by chance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After reporting the situation to his teacher Yang Chuxuan, Jingming changed out of his battle clothes with dark red blood stains on his body. I walked into the bathroom carrying a set of clothes I just bought in the back street. Although as a second-level superpower who has also practiced the lightning immortal body, his body will not produce too much dirt, but after a month, my skin was still stained with blood and sweat and needed to be cleaned. Half an hour later, Jingming put on new clothes and walked out of the bathroom feeling refreshed. Then he sat on the sofa, took out his smart watch, and clicked on the map. Buzz. With a soft sound, the map of the Yuanshui Wilderness Area was projected in front of Jingming's eyes. The Source Water Wilderness Area is divided into two large areas. One is the Urban Ruins Area, and the other is the Forest and Mountain Area. In the City Ruins Area, most areas are marked because the level of the ferocious beasts is lower and there are many adventurers exploring it. In the Forest and Mountain Area, it is just the opposite. The beasts are of high level and there is very little information marked on the map. Most of the ferocious beasts in the Forest Mountain Area are at level 3 or above, and level 4 ferocious beasts are not uncommon. If we go there, the risk will be higher, but correspondingly, the efficiency of obtaining power points will be higher. Jingming said silently in his heart. His current level is upper level 2, however, with the blessing of the S-level supernatural power Zixiao Divine Thunder, as well as master-level marksmanship and many highly proficient combat skills, the actual combat effectiveness is around the 3rd level. In addition, it is an S-level body-forging combat skill. The special ability, Thunder State, added to the 3rd level of the Immortal Thunder body is also quite powerful. Jingming tried it when he first obtained the Thunder State, and his whole body strength could be increased by almost 3 to 4 times. It's almost as effective as the blood pill. And there are no side effects. Moreover, his A-level movement combat skill, Thunder Flash, has also been upgraded to an advanced level of proficiency. With the Thunder State turned on, and then using Thunder Flash, it is estimated that even the 4th level peak ferocious beast will not be able to catch up with him. In the entire Yuanshui Wilderness Area, the highest level ferocious beasts are only level 5, and their numbers are extremely rare. As long as I'm careful, the danger is actually not great. Even if my luck is really bad, it doesn't matter if I encounter a 5th level ferocious beast. The worst I can do is take a violent blood pill and run for my life, in this case, then go directly to the Forest Mountain Area tomorrow. After deciding where to go tomorrow, Jingming leaned directly on the sofa, turned on the holographic projection in front of him in a very relaxed posture, and started watching the video program. At the same time, he opened a pack of snacks prepared in the room and ate them with relish. After all, humans are not machines. Even when I sleep at night, I am in a state of light sleep that can wake me up at any time due to any noise. It's time to relax and unwind. Therefore, Jingming is not going to use the rest of the time today for training. Wow, I haven't felt so relaxed in a long time. 6 p.m. Jingming stretched out on the sofa and then jumped up from the sofa. It's not that he doesn't want to continue lying down, but it's meal time and it's time to eat. Eat. Jingming left the room with brisk steps. After chewing energy bars for more than 20 days in the wilderness area, he had great expectations for eating. More than 10 minutes later, the restaurant on the 2nd floor of the supply base was reached. It was dinner time and the restaurant was very busy. Many superpowers were drinking and bragging about their achievements in the wilderness area. On one of the dining tables, more than 10 dishes ordered by Jingming were placed on it one by one, and the aroma was fragrant. While he was feasting, a group of 4 girls walked in from the entrance of the restaurant. One of the girls' eyes lit up. After noticing Jingming, taking long and slender steps, "We are about to come over." "Xiao Qian, what are you going to do?" Yao Mushi from behind grabbed her. "Go and invite that little brother to join the team," Wang Qian said excitedly. After finally meeting the young man from the Magic City University of Supernatural Powers again, she would naturally not let him go. "Don't go, others won't agree." Yao Mushi shook his head. "Why? We are a 2nd-tier mid-level team after all. 1st level upper level. Take a closer look." Yao Mushi sighed. "Isn't it a 1st level promotion?" Wang Qian looked over in confusion, and upon closer inspection, she realized that the aura on the other party's body was actually stronger than hers. Is this the second level of advancement? Is he advancing so quickly? Wang Qian was shocked, and what followed was huge disappointment. A second-level high-level superpower who came from a top university, the Magic City Superpower University. I really wouldn't choose to join a small team like them. Forget it, let's not use the attackers and just hunt the low-level beasts. Wang Qian looked back with waning interest. It's just a pity, such a handsome guy. On the other side, Su Jingming did not notice the presence of Wang Qian and others. After having dinner in the restaurant, I prepared nearly a month's supply of fresh water, energy bars and other supplies. Then he went back to the room and continued to lie down. Because I barely had a good night's sleep in the wilderness area, so before 9 o'clock that night, Su Jingming lay on the bed and quickly fell asleep. This sweet sleep kept him awake until 9 o'clock the next morning. Phew! Comfortable. Su Jingming jumped off the bed and felt that his whole body was in better condition than ever before, so after washing up, he put on a brand new B-class suit. He straddled the dark cloud wind spear diagonally behind him and stepped into the wilderness area again, and his target this time is the deeper forest and mountain area in the Yuanshui wilderness area. However, Su Jingming's strength is much stronger than the last time he entered the wilderness area, and there is no need to deliberately avoid the places where certain ferocious beasts are entrenched in the ruins of the town, so, he spent more than 5 hours this time and entered the mountain forest area at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Zitsidi. Roar. Zitsidi. Compared with the steel jungle with ruined towns and cities, the mountain forest area is much more primitive. The ground is covered with grass and bushes, and green trees can be seen as far as the eye can see, and it's summer now, so the cicadas' cries seem particularly harmonious mixed with the roars and roars of the brutal beasts. Click. In the forest, Su Jingming just stepped on a dry branch, then his face changed slightly and he hid aside. At this moment, a light cyan wind blade roared out from the jungle and passed by where Su Jingming was standing just now. Bang! 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 This wind blade was extremely sharp, and after cutting through 3 or 4 trees one after another, it gradually disappeared into the air. Roar! At the same time, a ferocious beast with light cyan hair and sharp eyes stepped out of the jungle. This ferocious beast looked similar to a wolf, but is much larger. Moreover, there was a light blue gust of wind lingering around the body, causing the soft light blue hair all over its body to sway slightly. Third level ferocious beast, Gale Dire Wolf. Su Jingming's eyes lit up. When a ferocious beast reaches the third level, it can not only use physical power, instead, they will gain special abilities similar to those of superpowers. The Gale Dire Wolf is a ferocious beast that lives in the forest and possesses wind powers. The wind blade just now was also caused by its innate skill. Looking at the aura, it should be in the middle of the third level. I just don't know how many power points I can get after killing it. The S-level Purple Sky Divine Thunder has been summoned by Su Jingming, with blue-purple thunder lingering around his body. Just as he was holding the dark cloud wind gun in his hand, he was about to step forward to hunt his first level 3 ferocious beast. Suddenly there was a rustling sound from the side, along with the sound of voices. A team walked out of the jungle and appeared in Su Jingming's sight. This is a group of 6 people who are fully armed, each with weapons and equipment. However, one of them, in addition to carrying a weapon, also carried a heavy camera on his shoulder. In addition, one of them wore a black slim-fitting battle suit, which highlighted his slim figure. The tall girl with silver-white waist-length hair is also very eye-catching. Su Jingming also recognized the girl's identity immediately. It was the internet goddess who appeared at the supply base a month ago, Jiang Chuxuan. Chapter 72 7 Days. Distress Signal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It is not uncommon to encounter other people with powers in the wilderness area. Previously, when he was still in Pinyin County, Su Jingming had encountered more than one wave of teams of superpowers. As for Jiang Chuxuan's group, except for Jiang Chuxuan himself, his aura is in the middle of the second level. The remaining 5 men and women are similar to bodyguards with superpowers, and their auras are at the middle or upper level of the third level, according to the adventurer convention. Of Great Xia, people with superpowers in the wilderness area are not allowed to attack other people with superpowers. once he is found to have taken action against other people with superpowers, he will face extremely severe punishment and will also be looked down upon by other people with superpowers. Therefore, most superpowers also abide by this code. But being on guard is essential when facing Jiang Chuxuan and this powerful team of third-level superpowers. Su Jingming naturally did not dare to take action against the Gale Dire Wolf and stared at them warily. However, this group of third-level superpowers with powerful auras seemed not to notice Su Jingming and kept talking and laughing to themselves. The power of the strong wind surrounding this Gale Dire Wolf is not weak. It should be in the middle of the third level. A ferocious beast of this level is just the right material for Miss Jiang to kill. The old rule is to block its escape route first. In the wilderness area, whichever person with powers discovers the ferocious beast first will get it. If other superpowers snatch the beast, it will be regarded as provocation, but this group of people obviously did not take Su Jingming, who was on the second level, seriously. He was joking and was about to attack the Wind Dire Wolf in front of him. Su Jingming frowned when he saw this, but he didn't have time to say anything. Jiang Chuxuan, who was standing beside him, was the first to speak. Team King, this ferocious beast was discovered by others first. Let's change it to another ferocious beast. Her voice was as clear and sweet as a lark. Miss Jiang, this is a third-level beast. It seems inappropriate to leave it to this little guy who is on the second level. I'm afraid that as soon as we leave, this little guy will be bitten to death by the Storm Dire Wolf. At the front, the middle-aged man with a sword and shield said half-jokingly. Captain Wang, I remember I said last time that I don't like to steal other people's prey to use as shooting material, right? Jiang Chuxuan frowned slightly. Hearing such unceremonious words, the middle-aged man at the front suddenly stiffened. There was a hint of undetectable viciousness in his eyes, and then his expression quickly returned to normal, and he greeted the other team members with a smile. Soon, Jiang Chuxuan and his party left Su Jingming's sight and disappeared into the jungle. A conflict that might have occurred was thus avoided. This Jiang Chuxuan has a pretty good character, and he also knows how to consider others. Su Jingming rubbed his chin. Certainly, it is not ruled out that the other party is an internet celebrity and deliberately establishes his own personality in front of passers-by. But anyway, she doesn't seem to have very strong control over her team. According to what Jiang Chuxuan said, it can be clearly heard that their team has robbed the ferocious beasts of other superpowers more than once. Moreover, Su Jingming was very close to the middle-aged man just now, and he also noticed the evil look on the other man's face when Jiang Chuxuan stopped. However, this has nothing to do with me. Su Jingming's eyes narrowed slightly. He doesn't pay much attention to the internet. If it weren't for Zhang Hao, his best friend in high school, he might not even know who Jiang Chuxuan is. In addition, Jiang Chuxuan was admitted to the Magic City University of Superpowers, and he has developed into a video blogger with tens of millions of fans, and his IQ is definitely not low. She is probably aware of the problems in the team. Roar. At this time, I saw the team of powerful people leaving. The Storm Dire Wolf, which had been hiding behind the trees, ready to escape at any time, jumped out again. He roared and opened his bloody mouth. With a desire for new human flesh and blood in his eyes, he charged toward Su Jingming. At the same time, two light cyan wind blades shot out from his body. Hey, you are more anxious than me. There was a flash of lightning. In just the blink of an eye, Su Jingming's figure disappeared from the spot and appeared in front of the Gale Dire Wolf across a distance of more than 30 meters. The A-level combat skill, Thunder Flash, was improved by him to an advanced level of proficiency. Roar. Facing the sudden appearance of humans, the Storm Dire Wolf was immediately shocked. Before he could trigger the wind blade again, the deep voice belonging to Su Jingming sounded again. Lightning Blast. The Dark Cloud Blast gun filled with Zixiao Divine Thunder is already in the hand, blessed by the wind power attached to the Dark Cloud Blast gun itself. The lightning flashed, and the spears shot out like lightning. The next moment, the hard skull of the third-level mid-level Wind Dire Wolf was pierced directly like a fragile watermelon. Then, there was a bang, thunder exploded, and the whole head exploded. Ding! Kill a third-level mid-level Wind Dire Wolf, and your power points will be plus 34. A pleasant system prompt sounds. Are the ability points gained from killing level 3 ferocious beasts more than 30? Not bad. Su Jingming shook his spear and shook off the remaining blood on the tip, then the space ring on his hand shone slightly, and a small dagger appeared on his left hand. This is a dagger made of B-grade alloy and is extremely sharp. Because of the small weight of the dagger, even if it is made of B-grade alloy, it is not expensive. It only cost Su Jingming 790,000 daxia coins, and such a sharp dagger is naturally used to collect materials from ferocious beasts. The most valuable thing about the storm dire wolf is its soft fur, which is an excellent material for making coats. A complete wolf skin can even be sold for a high price of 500,000 daxia coins. This is why Su Jingming chose to directly destroy the head of the gale dire wolf. The dagger cut close to the skin, and it took more than 10 minutes to peel off the wolf skin completely. The first prey was successfully killed. Next, let's look for the second prey. Throwing the wolf skin into the space ring, Su Jingming quickly left the place with his spear in hand. The summer sunshine shines down wantonly, and the sky is clear and cloudless. In the mountain forest area mixed with the chirping of cicadas, 7 or 8 giant apes were walking through the jungle. This is a ferocious herd of giant apes. I saw them walking on all fours while looking around hungrily. It was obvious that they were searching for prey and preparing to eat. Suddenly, the giant ape leader walking at the front stopped and sniffed his nose warily. Sensing something was wrong, it wanted to roar a warning. However, at this moment, there was just a whooshing sound, and a blue-purple thunder spear shot out from the jungle. Boom! The spear was extremely fast and struck the leader in the blink of an eye. Then blue-purple thunder exploded. As the arc jumped and flashed, a thunderous mushroom cloud slowly rose, and this giant ape leader, whose strength reached the 3rd level, was also hit by the explosion of the thunder spear. His whole body became blackened and he fell to the ground seriously injured. Ho ho! Roar! The remaining giant apes suddenly became panicked and roared menacingly towards the surroundings. Then, a man held a dark golden spear in his hand, with thunder lingering around him. A tall human like a thunder god walked out of the jungle. This thunder spear actually failed to kill it instantly. The giant ape is indeed a 3rd-level ferocious beast known for its defensive power. Su Jingming shook his head. The giant ape leader would need to make up for it later. But now, let's deal with you little bastards first. Thunder prison. Crackling. One of the giant apes tried to break out, but the moment it came into contact with the thunder prison, its skin was scorched black by the electricity. In severe pain, it quickly retreated. None of you can escape. Su Jingming's eyes flashed, lightning flashed, and he rushed into the group of giant apes and ferocious beasts with a spear in hand. Thunder flash. Lightning blast breaks. Serial thunder gun. Su Jingming's current marksmanship has been promoted to the master level, reaching the level of perfection. Coupled with multiple A-level combat skills, the strength is terrifying. So, this is a group of 3rd-order giant apes and ferocious beasts that most teams of superpowers would be afraid of. In less than 5 or 6 minutes, they were all slaughtered one by Su Jingming with the dark cloud blast gun. Call. Su Jingming held a spear in his hand, stood tall and straight on the grass, and slowly exhaled a breath. Surrounding them were the corpses of giant apes, and their blood dyed the originally green forest grass into bright red. Dark blue. Su Jingming opened his system panel. Name, Su Jingming, level, 2nd level upper level, superpower, purple sky divine thunder, S. Physique, 1317 chi and blood, plus, spirit, 981 Hz, plus, skills, marksmanship, master, boxing, intermediate plus, thunder spear, advanced plus, chain thunder spear, intermediate plus, thunder flash, advanced plus, thunder prison, intermediate plus, lightning rush, advanced plus. Body training, thunder immortal body, 3rd level. The power points have increased by more than 200, which is good. Su Jingming nodded with satisfaction. It is indeed much faster to obtain power points in the mountain forest area than in the ruins of the city. In just 7 days, he accumulated more than 3,000 power points. But it's already over 3,000 power points, and there's no plus sign at the end of the level. Su Jingming frowned slightly. The last time he was promoted from the 1st level to the 2nd level, he spent more than 1,200 power points. The next two promotions to the second level, mid-level and high-level respectively also cost 1,500 and 1,800 power points. I originally thought that 3,000 power points would be enough to advance to the third level. Unexpectedly, but still not enough. To advance from the second level to the third level, you may need 4,000 power points. Su Jingming secretly speculated in his mind, but even if the power points are enough to advance, he will not choose to upgrade. He wants to keep these power points and use them to learn combat skills when he returns to school. I've been looking forward to the S-level combat skills that second-level superpowers can learn for a long time. For people with powers, sometimes level doesn't mean everything. Only by combining level and combat skills can you exert your strongest combat effectiveness. Why are the outstanding students of the Magic City University of Superpowers often able to leapfrog and kill ferocious beasts or other superpowers? It's because they have stronger combat skills than ordinary superpowers, and their combat skills are more outstanding. Just having a level without appropriate combat skills is like a baby holding a sharp knife, unable to maximize its strength. This is why Su Jingming did not use all his power points to build levels. Instead, it is improved together with combat skills and marksmanship. After all, only with a solid foundation can a strong person go further. Buzz. At this moment, the smart watch on Su Jingming's wrist suddenly vibrated. He subconsciously clicked on the map on his smart watch. In addition to the green light spot that represents its position, there is also a white light spot that is constantly sending signals outward. Is this a distress signal? Su Jingming raised his eyebrows slightly. In addition to the built-in map, the most important function of the smart watches issued by this supply base is to send out distress signals. At this time, the originally hidden location information will be exposed to all smart watches of people with powers within a 2-kilometer radius. It is up to the person with the superpower to choose whether to save or not. Of course, most of the adventurer teams that receive the distress signal will go nearby to see the situation before making a decision. The distress signal doesn't seem to be far from my side. You can go nearby to check the situation first. After pondering for a moment, Su Jingming set off in that direction. If it was just a weak third-level ferocious beast, it wouldn't hurt for him to help. If it was a powerful fourth-level ferocious beast, then he would be helpless. Chapter 73 Rubbing a sonic boom with bare hands. Jiang Chuxuan was confused. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Whoosh! 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 In the jungle of tall trees, a figure of a graceful girl jumped between the branches of the trees. The girl has long silver-white hair and can cover a distance of 7 or 8 meters with every jump. However, even so, she still looked back with a worried expression from time to time. Behind her, about a few hundred meters away, something huge seemed to be rushing towards her. The surrounding trees were also knocked down in pieces as the giant beast rushed forward. This is trouble. The expression on Jiang Chuxuan's pretty face was extremely solemn. In the morning, she was cooperating with her bodyguard team to shoot the video of killing the beast that needs to be released this week. However, unexpectedly, a fourth-level ferocious beast suddenly rushed out of the jungle. As a result, she and the bodyguard team were separated, but fortunately, the fourth-level ferocious beast did not come towards her. That's why she narrowly escaped with her life. After this, she wanted to rejoin her bodyguard team. Unexpectedly, just after passing through a cave, he was attracted by a third-level earth-burrowing dragon entrenched inside to chase him out. To know, any ferocious beast whose name is related to dragon is extremely vicious and extremely difficult to deal with. This is the case with this earth-burrowing dragon. Although it is only a third-level lower-level beast, its combat power is even stronger than that of an ordinary third-level upper-level ferocious beast. What's more important is that her level is only the middle of the second level. Even if he takes the explosive blood pill, his strength has just reached the third level. There's no way he can defeat this earth-burrowing dragon. Not only that, you can't even escape. In other words, she was almost in a certain death situation. I just hope that a team of superpowers can help me after seeing my distress signal. Jiang Chuxuan placed his only hope of survival on the distress signal, but she also knew that the chances of being rescued were slim. After all, there are only a few adventurer teams who dare to enter the mountain forest area of the source water wilderness area. The distress signal will only appear within 2 kilometers of you. so the chance of being discovered by the adventurer team is very slim. In addition, even if a team of adventurers discovers the distress signal, move closer here. After facing a terrifying beast like the digging dragon, they would probably be too frightened to show up. Only a team of third-level elite superpowers like her bodyguard team would dare to take action. Jiang Chuxuan felt a little regretful. On the video platform, her number of fans has grown rapidly, so she wanted to take advantage of the heat to shoot a video of killing level 3 ferocious beasts and gain another wave of fans. So she entered the mountain forest area. As a result, I didn't expect that an accident would happen now, and even my own life's safety could not be guaranteed. Roar! The roar of the earth-burrowing dragon behind him is getting closer and closer. Jiang Chuxuan, who was originally jumping among the branches of the trees, couldn't help but change his expression after discovering a piece of grass in front of him. The digging dragon is huge and can travel through the forest. It can also use the dense trees to slightly slow down its pace. There is a grassland without trees in front of her. If she continues forward, there will be nothing blocking the digging dragon and she will soon be able to catch up with her, but at this moment, if you stay in place hesitantly, you will die faster. So Jiang Chuxuan bit his red lips and jumped down from the tall tree. Ice! Jiang Chuxuan landed lightly, then, a biting chill broke out around her, frozen everything within 50 meters around it into ice. Under the afternoon sun, it is crystal clear. The B-level combat skill, Freeze, can freeze everything around you within a certain range. Paired with her natural ice-type A-level ability, Ice and Snow Soul, this effect is achieved. Hopefully this will slow it down a little bit more. Jiang Chuxuan's beautiful eyes narrowed, and she started to run away again with slender steps. Roar! However, just a few breaths later, the roar of the earth-digging dragon sounded behind him again. So fast, then I saw an earth-burrowing dragon that looked like a pangolin, but was as tall as a 3- or 4-story building, rushing out of the forest. Click! The area she had frozen just now did not pose any obstacle to this earth-burrowing dragon. The opponent sprinted, and with a sound similar to breaking glass, the entire frozen area was directly smashed into pieces, and ice shards flew into the air. It's over, there's no escape. When Jiang Chuxuan saw this, he couldn't help but look desperate. However, at this moment, lightning flashed. A tall and slender figure suddenly appeared in front of the digging dragon with a spear in his hand. It's him? Jiang Chuxuan was slightly startled and recognized the other person as the young man he met a week ago, but his level is only the upper level of the second level. Then her pretty face changed slightly and she said in a loud voice. Run! This is a low-level third-level digger. You can't beat it. However, the young man in front seemed not to hear it and still stood there. Hey! Why don't you listen to my advice? Jiang Chuxuan stamped his foot angrily. Even if she dies, she doesn't want to hurt innocent passers-by. As a result, cold air filled her body, and all her A-level abilities, Ice and Snow Soul, exploded, and she rushed in the direction of Su Jingming. At the same time, she turned her right hand, and a second-grade violent blood pill appeared in her jade hand. Go away quickly, I'll deal with it. Jiang Chuxuan was about to take the blood-blooded pill and start his final fight. The figure in front of him moved. He was surrounded by terrifying thunder and lightning, and he held his right hand in the air. Majestic voice like a god sounded, Thunder Spear. Immediately, the blue-purple thunder lingering around him quickly gathered and formed a thunder spear. Accompanied by a dull sonic boom, the thunder spear was thrown violently and hit the huge eyeball of the earth-digging dragon in front in an extremely precise way. It went directly into a depth of more than 1 meter. Blood is flowing. Roar! The burrowing dragon let out a painful roar and waved its forelimbs, trying to get rid of the annoying human in front of it. However, the next moment, the entire thunder spear that did not enter the eyeball exploded. Bang! Suddenly, accompanied by beating thunder arcs, red and white were scattered everywhere. The headless body that lost control of its brain also swayed and collapsed, unable to die any longer. The digging dragon was killed instantly like that. Not far away, Jiang Chuxuan's eyes widened, looking at this scene in disbelief. She hasn't even swallowed the violent blood pill in her hand yet. This reversal came too fast. In addition, although the eyeballs are one of the weaknesses of the earth-digging dragon, few people with supernatural powers can attack the eyeballs. On the one hand, burrowing dragons actively protect themselves. On the other hand, the digging dragon is agile and can often dodge fatal attacks with just one dodge. However, this young man's thunder spear was as fast as lightning, leaving the digging dragon with no time to dodge. So, the sonic boom I just heard was not an illusion. Jiang Chuxuan was a little confused. How much strength does it take to create a sonic boom with your bare hands? After taking several deep breaths, Jiang Chuxuan calmed down. Stepping on his round and slender thighs, he walked towards the tall figure in front of him. No matter how the other party did it, after all, it was the other party who saved me, so I still have to express my sincere thanks. Chapter 74 An Unexpected Surprise. S-Level Earth Spirit Spring. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding, kill a third-level low-level Earth digging dragon, and gain +3 ability points. Listening to the system prompt sound in his mind, Jingming couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. It is indeed a ferocious beast with the word dragon in it. The power points gained after killing it are higher than those of ordinary third-level low-level ferocious beasts. Hello, thank you for your help just now. At this time, Jiang Chuxuan appeared in front of Jingming with a clear and sweet voice of thanks. I have to say that Jiang Chuxuan deserves to be called a goddess. The curves of the body are uneven, and the fullness of the chest can make most girls look proud. The round and slender legs underneath her body, wrapped in a black tight-fitting uniform, are even more voluptuous. The delicate face of melon seeds is a little pale after a disaster, but it can stimulate the man's protective desire to the greatest extent. With a little effort, other people would help you as well. Jingming waved his hand. It was only after he arrived nearby that he discovered that it was Jiang Chuxuan who sent the distress signal. Certainly, if it were anyone else, he would also lend a hand. Not always. Jiang Chuxuan shook his head, then stretched out his slender right hand, and a beautiful smile appeared on his pretty face. My name is Jiang Chuxuan. I can't repay you for saving my life. If you need anything in the future, just give me your orders. She promised no material reward, because she knew that such kindness could not be repaid no matter what material reward it was. Certainly, that if Jingming wanted it, she would be satisfied even if she lost all her money. Jingming. Jingming stretched out his hand and shook her gently, and then his heart moved. I can't talk about orders, but it would be best if you could give me a signed photo of you. I just took this opportunity to get the autographed photo that Zhang Hao wanted so much, so as to save Zhang Hao from mentioning it every time he contacted me. My signed photo? Jiang Chuxuan was slightly stunned. I didn't expect Jingming's request to be so simple. I thought there would be some excessive request. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the habit of carrying photos of herself with her, so I couldn't help but apologize. I don't have any photos with me. Can I give them to you when I get back to the supply base? Jiang Chuxuan felt a little regretful. If I had known earlier, I would have put a few photos in the space ring as backup, since they wouldn't take up much space anyway. Jingming was not in a hurry about this anyway. That guy Zhang Hao hasn't been able to contact him recently. Hey, you're also from the Magic City University of Superpowers. At this time, Jiang Chuxuan spotted the school badge on Jingming's spear, and his eyes lit up. Jingming nodded when he heard this, but did not deny it. Let me tell you, how can an ordinary second-level high-level superpower be so powerful? It turns out he is a senior from my same school. Hello, senior, I am Jiang Chuxuan, a sophomore, 3, in the ice department of the School of Elements at Magic University. Jiang Chuxuan already had some affection for Jingming, who saved him. At this time, after learning that the other party was in the same school as himself, his eyes suddenly lit up and his tone of voice became much closer. Senior, Jingming was slightly startled, and immediately realized that he had mistaken himself for a senior classmate based on his grade. 2. Ordinary students at the Magic City Superpower University cannot enter the second level until they are sophomores or juniors. Jingming originally wanted to explain that he was just a new student. But the ardent admiration for his senior in Jiang Chuxuan's eyes was too dazzling, so he didn't have the heart to tell the truth and nodded. Hello, schoolgirl. Jiang Chuxuan smiled brightly and praised. Speaking of which, senior, you are really strong. although this earth-burrowing dragon is only a lower-level beast of the 3rd level, its actual combat power is similar to that of an upper-level beast of the 3rd level. Unexpectedly, I was killed instantly by you, Senior. You don't know, Senior. Jiang Chuxuan's tone of voice was full of admiration and adoration. Of course, this is normal. Although she is also a student at the Magic City University of Superpowers, she is just an ordinary student. Being able to cross a small level and kill a 2nd-level high-level ferocious beast is almost her limit. Therefore, she has always admired the talented students in school who have the ability to kill ferocious beasts across different levels, especially the senior in front of her saved her life. On the other side, listening to this series of words without stopping, Su Jingming could tell that Jiang Chuxuan was the kind of girl who was cold on the outside and hot on the inside. Although he looks cool on the outside, he is surprisingly talkative to people he knows. In this series of words, Su Jingming also learned that Jiang Chuxuan was chased by the digging dragon because he got separated from her bodyguard team. By the way, Senior, where are you going next? After talking for a while, Jiang Chuxuan asked again. Hunt the ferocious beasts here. Su Jingming replied. Then, can I stay with you for a while? Jiang Chuxuan blinked his big clear eyes and asked. Be with me? Su Jingming frowned slightly, and after thinking for a moment, he nodded. Okay, I'll take you to the ruins of the city, and then you can go back by yourself. There are still 7 or 8 days left before the start of school, and he plans to stay in this mountain and forest area. Naturally, it is impossible to bring a tow bottle with her, but it is okay to send her out of the mountain forest area. It only takes an hour or 2 anyway. They are all alumni of the same school, so I can still help with this. Thank you very much, Senior. Jiang Chuxuan smiled brightly, as stunningly as 100 flowers blooming. By the way, Senior, are you going to dig into the Earth Dragon's cave? There might be some good things in there, otherwise the digger dragon wouldn't just come out and hunt me down as soon as I passed there. Jiang Chuxuan suggested, but this was the first time she encountered such a situation. If there was no problem in the cave, she would not believe it. Oh, Su Jingming raised his eyebrows and immediately became interested. Okay, let's go and have a look. Indeed, where powerful ferocious beasts are entrenched, there are likely to be exotic flowers and plants. During the period after entering the mountains and forests, he also found some exotic flowers and plants in the lairs of many powerful ferocious beasts. This earth-burrowing dragon is no ordinary ferocious beast, and there might be something good in its lair. So, Su Jingming first used a B-grade alloy dagger to cut off all the valuable parts of the digger's body, then he followed Jiang Chuxuan to the lair of the digging dragon. By the way, Senior, which college are you from? Weapons Academy. I know that at the Weapons Academy, your dean, Yang Zhentian, has a nickname called Yang King of Hell. He is very fierce anyway. That's my teacher. Huh. Sorry, I said it wrong. Jiang Chuxuan's video style on the internet focuses on powerful one-hit kills. Paired with her long silver hair and ice powers, she can indeed be said to be a kind of frost goddess like a royal sister. But at this moment, Jiang Chuxuan was really like a cute schoolgirl, talking non-stop next to Su Jingming. Su Jingming can accept a chatty roommate like Lu Wentao, and naturally he is not disgusted with Jiang Chuxuan's behavior. After all, compared with the rough guy Lu Wentao, this is still a beautiful woman who is close to perfect scores in all aspects and is pleasing to the eye. The two walked through the jungle for 4 or 5 minutes. Soon, a cave about 3 or 4 stories high appeared in the sight of the two. This cave is hidden behind dense weeds and shrubs, so it's not easy to spot. Unless you look carefully. Senior, this is it. Jiang Chuxuan's beautiful eyes lit up and he said eagerly. Good. Su Jingming nodded, already holding the 2-meter-long dark cloud blast gun in his hand. At the same time, accompanied by the harsh sound of thunder, the blue-purple Zixiao divine thunder emerged. Although the digging dragon has been killed, no one knows if there is another one inside. It's better to be careful. So, after using the purple sky divine thunder to form a thunder protective net around the two of them, they stepped into the cave. What a powerful thunder! Looking at the thunder and lightning that was so close at hand, exuding a terrifying aura, Jiang Chuxuan couldn't help but show a hint of surprise on his pretty face. just now she discovered that Su Jingming's lightning power was a little unusual. Now upon closer inspection, she discovered that the energy fluctuations emitted by the thunder were even more terrifying than she had imagined. This random bit of lightning can probably kill me instantly. This senior is really low-key. I've never heard of his name in school before. Jiang Chuxuan secretly marveled, and decided to look up Su Jingming's information after returning home to see what kind of person he was. As the cave goes deeper, the surrounding light becomes darker and darker. Fortunately, Su Jingming's purple sky divine thunder is there, which can illuminate the surroundings. Tap, step, step. In the quiet cave, apart from the sound of thunder, the only sound was the footsteps of the two people. After passing through an area that was similar to the smell of animal body odor, a burst of fragrance suddenly penetrated their nostrils. This is the aroma of exotic flowers and herbs. Su Jingming's eyes lit up and he quickly quickened his pace. After walking more than 10 meters, the originally narrow passage suddenly opened up. This is a wide underground cave. There are some carefully eaten skeletons of vicious beasts scattered around the cave. At the very back, a simple lair was paved with animal skins, but there were no ferocious beasts inhabiting it. In the center of the cave, there is a small pool of clear spring water. Around the spring, many strange-shaped grasses and flowers grow. Some are braving the cold, while others are as hot as fire. And the quiet fragrance that Su Jingming smelled came from this. B-level Qingling grass, A-level flame flower, C-level sleeping grass. Before entering the wilderness area, Su Jingming gained some knowledge about exotic flowers and plants. At this time, under the light of Zixiao divine thunder, he could easily recognize the names of more than 10 exotic flowers and plants. At the same time, we also found that their levels are all above sea level. Why are so many rare and exotic flowers and plants born here? Overjoyed, Su Jingming naturally noticed the spring in the center. Is there anything special about this spring water? Just when he was confused, Jiang Chuxuan on the side exclaimed. Is this an S-level Earth Spirit Spring? Chapter 75 Exposed. You are not very honest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What is delinquent? Su Jingming couldn't help being slightly stunned when he heard this. When he was in school, he read a lot of books about exotic flowers and plants, but he didn't know much about other treasures of heaven and earth. Certainly, even if you don't know the name, the S-level treasures of heaven and earth are enough to illustrate their value. The Earth Spirit Spring is a spring liquid that condenses the essence of the earth. It is a healing holy medicine for low-level power users below level 4, as long as he is still breathing, he can almost be saved. The effect may be weaker for high-level superpowers above level 4, but it still has a strong healing effect. Therefore, it was rated as an S-class natural material and earthly treasure, which is very rare. Jiang Chuxuan stood next to the spring with his long legs, then he knelt down and his silver-white hair fell down. The fullness on the chest was also squeezed out by the knees into an extremely exaggerated shape. However, she didn't care. She stretched out her jade hand with concentration and gently pulled out the exotic flower and grass closest to the spring. This exotic flower looks like a rice seedling, and its roots are extremely moist with fresh soil. The Earth Spirit Spring will nourish the nearby flowers and plants and transform them into exotic flowers and exotic herbs. Correspondingly, these exotic flowers and plants will also be contaminated with the breath of the Earth Spirit Spring. The roots of this B-level Qingling grass should exude a faint aroma of glutinous rice. Now it is exuding a fragrance similar to that of spring water. It seems that this is the Diling Spring. Putting the roots of this exotic flower and grass close to the tip of his nose, Jiang Chuxuan's beautiful eyes lit up slightly after smelling the fragrance. But this series of words made Su Jingming on the side give a thumbs up and praise. Awesome, I didn't expect you to have such in-depth research on heavenly materials and earthly treasures. This is a compliment from his heart. Don't look at Jiang Chuxuan just recognizing the characteristic origin of this spring water. The knowledge reserve required behind this is extremely terrifying. Otherwise, when he was in school, he wouldn't have just briefly read books on exotic flowers and exotic herbs. That's right, I passed the second-grade pharmacist certificate in school. Jiang Chuxuan stood up, proudly puffing out his chest like a little rooster. The second-grade pharmacist proved that not many students in the entire Magic City Superpower University could pass the exam. After graduation, just with this certificate, you will be competed by various forces and guilds. Jiang Chuxuan's eyes brightened slightly. It is almost impossible to measure the value of S-level treasures in terms of currency, and the Earth Spirit Spring, which can prepare 5 healing medicines. Here, is even more priceless. Although these spiritual springs were valuable, Jiang Chuxuan did not become greedy because of them. Instead, she looked at Su Jingming with a smile on her pretty face and said softly, "Senior, then these earthly springs belong to you." Su Jingming was her savior, so if she had good things, she would give them to him first. "I have 4 and you have 1. In addition, each person has half of the exotic flowers and plants here." Su Jingming didn't show any pretense and assigned directly, "No one can have too much of S-level treasures like Delinquan, but after all, it was Jiang Chuxuan who brought him here to find out. In addition, without her, I would not have recognized that this was the Earth Spirit Spring. It is also appropriate to give her a share." "Thank you very much, Senior." Jiang Chuxuan did not feel inappropriate at all about such an unfair distribution. Instead, Su Jingming looked happy because he could share her share. Such a reaction made Su Jingming couldn't help but nod secretly. This character is already better than most girls. After all, most of the girls had already turned around and ran away when they took the initiative to confront the digging dragon. He would never be like Jiang Chuxuan, who came up with a violent blood pill and wanted to fight alongside him. And the distribution of delinquent at this time is enough to show that her emotional intelligence is very high. It's best to use a jade bottle for the Earth Spirit Spring, otherwise it will easily lose its spirituality. Fortunately, I bought a batch of beautiful jade vases before, otherwise there would really be nothing I could do with them. The ring glowed slightly, and then 5 jade bottles slightly smaller than mineral water bottles appeared out of thin air. "Senior, let's do it together." Just when Su Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan each had a jade bottle, they were about to put it into the Dilling Spring, a sound of voices and footsteps suddenly came from the entrance of the cave from far to near. "Captain, I'm not telling you, what good things can be found in this cave?" This is not certain. Judging from the excrement we saw when we passed by there just now, this should be the lair of a third-order earth-burrowing dragon." "Oh. Really?" "The lair of a dragon-like ferocious beast. There might be some good things there." Accompanied by laughter, a group of people with military searchlights came into the sight of Su Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan. This is a group of 5 people, male and female. The leader was a tall middle-aged man with a sword and shield and an aura that was at least the 3rd level. This group of people is Jiang Chuxuan's original bodyguard team. It's you guys, Captain Wang, you scared me." Seeing that he was an acquaintance, Jiang Chuxuan was relieved on the surface, but his heart couldn't help but thump. The elite team of 3rd-level superpowers, if they discover this S-level Earth Spirit Spring, even if the other party is your own bodyguard team, things may become extremely troublesome. Although he was worried, Jiang Chuxuan did not reveal anything abnormal on the surface, and waved to Su Jingming beside him. "Senior, it's okay, we are all our own people." The leader of the team, Team Wang, was slightly startled when he saw Jiang Chuxuan, but he quickly reacted and a smile immediately appeared on his face. "Ms. Jiang, we are still looking for you everywhere. We didn't expect to meet you here." While speaking, he quickly scanned the entire cave and soon discovered the spring water and more than 10 exotic flowers and plants in the cave. He couldn't help but narrow his eyes and asked, "But Miss Jiang, are you?" "Nothing, I just met a senior from the same school on the road and entered this cave by chance." Jiang Chuxuan explained with a smile, and at the same time actively invited to share these exotic flowers and herbs. Her tone sounded very calm, without any hint of panic. However, only she knew how to deal with such a powerful group of 3rd-level superpowers. If the slightest mistake is exposed, everyone will face disaster. As 3rd-level high-level superpower users, Team Wang are also veterans who often visit the wilderness areas. It's not like he and his team have never done anything like murder and robbery. Of course, the premise is that there must be sufficient benefits. In addition, with his rich experience, he naturally found that the highest level of these exotic flowers and plants was only a grade. It's just an A-level exotic flower, and there's no reason to fall out with Jiang Chuxuan, a video blogger with tens of millions of fans. After all, if the other party disappears under his protection, let alone the investigation by the Public Security Bureau, just those Fanatical fans of Jiang Chuxuan would be very troublesome to deal with. So he still had a smile on his face and nodded. Oh. Really? Thanks a lot, Miss Jiang. Jiang Chuxuan couldn't help but secretly breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. Fortunately, I fooled it. However, at this moment, a tall and thin man behind Captain Wang suddenly said. Captain, something seems wrong. The spring water in the middle looks a bit like the S-class healing medicine Earth Spirit Spring. Oh. Captain Wang raised his eyebrows. This tall, thin man is a member of their team with auxiliary powers. At the same time, he has done a lot of research on identifying exotic flowers and plants as well as natural materials and earthly treasures. He said it was an S-level Earth Spirit Spring, so it basically didn't run away, so he couldn't help but narrow his eyes and looked at Jiang Chuxuan with a half-smile. Ms. Jiang, it seems that you are not very honest. Chapter 76 Thunder State. What kind of monster is this? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Miss Jiang, it seems that you are not very honest, the king's voice echoed in the cave, and the remaining team members also looked over with unkind expressions. The tall, thin man who spoke earlier took 3 steps at a time and came to the spring in 2 steps at a time. After checking for a while, he said happily. Captain, yes, this is the S-class Earth Spirit Spring. And there are enough for 5 people. Done. Still discovered, S-level treasures of heaven and earth are of great use even to top forces. It is impossible for the opponent's group of 3rd-level superpowers to divide the S-level Earth Spirit Spring between themselves and the senior, 2 2nd-level people. Even if one of them does something wrong and angers the other, it will be a question of whether they can leave here alive. Thinking of this, Jiang Chuxuan couldn't help but give up the last bit of luck, take a deep breath and speak. Slowly. Since you guys, Captain Wang, have figured it out, then these earthly springs and exotic flowers and plants belong to you. We don't want anything, senior, let's go. After saying that, Jiang Chuxuan reached out to pull Su Jingming next to him. However, they found that Su Jingming was standing there like a nail, unable to pull. Senior, Team Wang and others are all level 3 peak superpowers, we can't compete with them. Jiang Chuxuan suddenly became anxious and said anxiously, her bodyguard team is a 3rd-level elite team, in which the captain and vice-captain are both top-level masters of the 3rd level, the remaining 3 are all at least the middle level of the 3rd level. The strength of such a team is very terrifying. Even if they face the slightly weaker 4th-level beasts, they can still deal with it. Although Su Jingming can instantly kill the low-ranking digger of the 3rd level, facing such a team, the disparity in strength is still too great. Schoolgirl, I'm just a 3rd-level peak superpower user. I don't think I'm any worse than them. Crackling, accompanied by a sound like the chirping of 1,000 birds, lingering around Su Jingming, the purple sky divine thunder, which was originally in a restrained state, suddenly burst into thunder. At the same time, Su Jingming's black and white eyes revealed an unprecedented coldness. What's more, even if we give them all the treasures of heaven and earth, they will not let us go. From the moment the S-class Earth Spirit Spring was exposed, the final outcome for both parties was already determined. Although your tone is arrogant, your guess is correct. The leader of the team, the king's eyes flashed coldly. Jiang Chuxuan is a big blogger with millions of fans, he might even be investigated by the Public Security Bureau. In this case, it is better to silence them here. The remaining team members obviously knew this and spread out to block the entire cave exit. When Jiang Chuxuan saw this, his expression suddenly changed. The worst had happened. Senior, there is nothing we can do. Take the blood-blasting pill and prepare to fight. Jiang Chuxuan said softly, a trace of determination flashed in his beautiful eyes. Then, a dark red pill appeared on her fingertips, and she raised her head and swallowed it. Boom. An unhealthy flush appeared on Jiang Chuxuan's pretty face, and the powerful aura belonging to a 3rd-level superpower burst out from her body. At the same time, a biting chill spread from her body, causing the temperature of the entire cave to drop sharply. In the blink of an eye, it dropped to more than 10 degrees below zero. Ice crystals formed in the cave above the head, and even a thin layer of ice emerged from the small pool of Earth Spirit Spring. Leave Jiang Chuxuan to me, Zhou Chong, go and deal with her old friend first. Others, just stay at the entrance of the cave. Clear. A team member carrying a long knife walked towards Su Jingming with a bloodthirsty smile on his face, but Team Wang himself was getting closer to Jiang Chuxuan step by step. The others stood at the exit, ready to watch the show with smiles on their faces. Miss Jiang, I'm sorry, you have to save your life today. A cold smile appeared on Captain Wang's face, and two fangs sprouted from his mouth. At the same time, the muscles in his limbs swelled, and gray-yellow hair grew on the exposed skin. On the forehead, the hair vaguely shows a king shape. Enhanced beast-like sea-level ability, saber-toothed tiger. The animal form can greatly improve one's physical strength in all aspects. He didn't know how many ferocious beasts and human superpowers he had killed just by relying on this animal form. At the entrance of the cave, a male team member looked at Jiang Chuxuan's graceful curves and said with burning eyes. Don't worry, you won't be killed directly. Captain Wang licked his lips. Jiang Chuxuan, who was not far away, couldn't help but look desperate when he saw this scene. The other party was so cautious. Not only did they arrange team members to deal with themselves and the seniors, but they also asked the remaining people to guard the exit. Now no matter how hard I try to break through, I can't escape. If I had known earlier, I shouldn't have brought the senior here, otherwise I wouldn't have caused him to die here with me. Jiang Chuxuan felt regretful. However, at this moment, a thunderous sound suddenly sounded from the side, followed by an extremely shrill scream. Zhou Chong, what's the matter with you? You made such a big fuss against a second-level superpower user. Captain Wang frowned and turned his head. Before he finished speaking, his pupils shrank. Not far ahead, Su Jingming's spear pierced through Zhou Chong's heart and flew into the air with an extremely impactful gesture. Zizizi. The terrifying thunder that filled the spear even scorched Zhou Chong's chest and his suit to black. Team, Captain. Zhou Chong struggled to spit out two words, and then his head drooped, completely losing the breath of life. Then Su Jingming suddenly retracted his spear and pulled it out from the corpse. There was a popping sound, and the blood from the heart artery surged out. The body that lost its support in mid-air fell heavily to the ground like a broken doll. It seems that the strength of your team members is not very good. The dark cloud blast gun in Su Jingming's hand shook slightly, and suddenly there was a buzzing sound and a gun roar, coupled with the terrifying thunder that lingered around him. A powerful aura swept across the entire place. Lao Zhou is dead. By the time the remaining team members reacted, Zhou Chong was already dead, so everyone looked at Su Jingming angrily, but based on the good quality of the team, they did not leave the place regardless of the captain's instructions. Although that guy Zhou Chong is only at the middle level of the third level, not everyone can kill him easily. It turns out that you are the most troublesome guy. Captain Wang took a deep breath and his gaze became extremely dangerous. Then he abandoned Jiang Chuxuan directly, dashed in front of Su Jingming, and brandished his knife with a ferocious expression. In that case, let you be buried with Lao Zhou. Tiger roar and kill. Roar, accompanied by the low roar of the tiger, the broadsword with a strong sense of pressure slashed at Su Jingming in an attitude that seemed to tear the air apart. However, Su Jingming was not confused at all. The thunder surged under his feet and he used his thunder flash to dodge to the side. Bang! The big knife struck the stone wall, and a large hole with a diameter of more than 3 meters was directly created. Debris kept falling. Su Jingming couldn't help but frown when he saw this. Judging from the attack intensity alone, this third-level peak captain was indeed much stronger than him. However, with Lei Shan around, although it would be a little troublesome to escape, he could still escape. Even taking Jiang Chuxuan with him would be no problem. It's a pity that I also want this S-level Earth Spirit Spring and these exotic flowers and plants. Su Jingming took a deep breath, and then the corners of his mouth turned up slightly on his resolute and handsome face. In this case, I have no choice but to destroy you all, in the Lei Ji state. Boom. In the astonished eyes of Captain Wang and others, countless blue and purple thunders bloomed with Su Jingming as the center. Crackling, the entire cave instantly became a small thunderstorm area, with lightning and thunder. The blue-purple thunder with the vast original aura kept falling down, and the soil splashed. What frightens Team Wang and others even more is that Su Jingming's aura at the center of the thunderstorm is constantly rising, and his height is also growing. 1 meter 9, 1 meter 95, 2 meters, 2 meters and 5, bang. Su Jingming's upper body suit burst open, exposing his naked upper body like a work of art. The muscles are knotted and full of violent beauty. At the same time, Su Jingming's cold black and white eyes suddenly turned, transformed into a pair of dragon-like vertical pupils with blue thunder lingering and full of violent aura. In the end, what appeared in front of Team Wang and others was a blue-purple thunder figure, a terrifying figure that was more than 2 meters tall, huge in size, and exuding a violent aura like a supreme dragon-like ferocious beast. What kind of monster is this? Looking at Su Jingming's iron tower-like figure, Captain Wang swallowed hard. Chapter 77 Devil. It's your turn. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The third level of the S-level body forging combat skill, Thunder Immortal Body, is the Thunder state. Attached to it, it can strengthen the body to the greatest extent, and at the same time, it can also stimulate the essence and blood of the ferocious beasts absorbed when shaping the foundation, to a certain extent, obtain some of the abilities and characteristics of that thunder beast. For example, senior brother Lu Ming absorbed the essence and blood of the 7th level low-level ferocious beast Thunder Giant Wolf. When the thunder state is turned on, you will gain the lightning agility and powerful perception of the Thunder Wolf. The essence and blood that Su Jingming absorbed came from the 8th level Thunder Tyrannosaurus. And the absorption efficiency reaches an astonishing 98%. Therefore, after starting the thunder state, Su Jingming's body will take on the characteristics of a dragon. This feeling of power is so amazing. Su Jingming could feel the tyrannical energy filling his body, and an emotion called violence. But it's different from the out-of-control violence. When he first created the Thunderbolt Immortal Body, Su Jingming's consciousness is still very clear. This is just an emotional impact. Sure enough, increasing the strength will weaken the influence of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus on me. Su Jingming nodded secretly in his heart. He could feel that his body was more than 3 or 4 times stronger than before. Not only that, after turning on the Thunder state, his control over his own Purple Sky Divine Thunder ability can also be said to have reached its peak. So, just raise your finger. Then there was a stabbing sound, and a blue-purple thunder struck above the cave exit. Boom! The location hit by the thunder suddenly shattered, and the gravel fell, blocking the entire exit. Pretend to be a ghost, but it's just a special state. At this time, Captain Wang also reacted to Su Jingming's fierce aura. His face became fierce, and he raised his knife to use combat skills again. However, at this moment, Su Jingming's figure moved. His speed was so fast that even the king's team only caught an afterimage. Then his expression suddenly changed. Not good. He subconsciously raised the round shield in his left hand to protect himself. Block. However, before I had time to be happy, I felt a huge force coming from the buckler. There is no way he can stop this huge force. The alloy shield that was originally used to protect him instead hit him like a weapon. Bang! Under this huge force, he flew backwards as if he had been hit head-on by a high-speed truck. It didn't stop until it hit the cave wall and made a deep pit in the hard rock wall, and the cracks like spider webs centered on him and quickly spread to the entire wall. As expected of an experienced veteran, his response speed is indeed very fast. Su Jingming, with thunder lingering all over his body, slowly retracted his spear with a faint smile on his face. This is an instinctive reaction honed by experienced superpowers between life and death. If it were an ordinary third-level superpower user who couldn't react at all, he would be killed instantly with one shot. But I'll kill you while you're sick. Thunder flash. With a flash of lightning, Su Jingming appeared directly in front of the crater. Seeking death. Flame Demon Claw. Naturally, the remaining 3 team members did not just watch. Another third-level high-ranking vice-captain with elemental fire-type sea-level abilities was even more focused. A huge flaming hand condensed out and hit Su Jingming with a wave of heat. However, Su Jingming seemed not to notice. Stretching out his left hand, he grabbed Captain Wang out of the wall like a chicken. It was at this time that the giant flame hand arrived. Crackling. Su Jingming didn't even look back. The thunder grid composed of Zixiao Divine Thunder immediately intercepted the entire giant flame hand. Bang! My Balrog hand. How is that possible? The vice captain was shocked. The Balrog hand is his most proud B-level combat skill, and he has reached advanced proficiency after decades of long-term practice. However, he couldn't even break through the opponent's thunder net. What kind of monster is this? At this time, Team Wang, who was captured by Su Jingming from the wall, was also struggling and begging for mercy with his face covered in blood. Don't kill me. I'll give you the Earth Spirit Spring, and I'll give you hundreds of millions of personal savings. That the power that could crush E-grade alloy in the past seemed so powerless under Su Jingming's giant iron-like hands. It's too late to beg for mercy now. Su Jingming's dragon-like vertical pupils filled with blue-purple thunder did not contain any emotion at all. Then he exerted slight force with his left hand, and with a pop, Captain Wang's head exploded. Bright red blood splashed everywhere, and the strong smell of blood suddenly spread. Devil! The remaining 3 team members were also frightened and turned pale. The vice captain, who had fire-type powers, had trembling legs and could hardly stand still. The brutal pressure brought by the top dragon beasts, and the visual shock caused by the headshot of the captain of the same strength has completely defeated his psychological defense. Am I dreaming? Beside Jiang Chuxuan, who had lost all hope, his eyes widened. He looked incredulously at Su Jingming, who was standing there like a thunder god. She invites this team into the wilderness area, and it costs 6 million daxia coins each time. Every team member is a strong person who can take charge of one side, especially their captain Wang Chuan, who is at the peak of the 3rd level and can almost be said to be invincible at the 3rd level. And Su Jingming's true level is only the 2nd level upper level. This is too exaggerated. Jiang Chuxuan couldn't help but murmured in a low voice. She has been studying at Magic University for more than a year, and she has never heard of any student in the school having such a record. She could also clearly see that Su Jingming had entered a special state. It's just that this special state is really scary. In addition, the blue-purple thunder aura lingering around Su Jingming's body also exudes a unique and terrifying aura. It's even stronger than A-level powers. Could it be S-level? Jiang Chuxuan thought of a possibility and couldn't help but breathe quickly, and his towering chest also rose and fell. If it were an S-level power, then all this would make sense. Devil? Compared to you bunch of murderous scum, I'm more human, right? Seeing the deputy captain's fearful expression, Su Jingming shook his head. This group of people are used to controlling the life and death of others, but when it is their turn, their own life and death are controlled by others. The reaction was even worse than that of ordinary people. Su Jingming casually threw the captain's headless body aside as if discarding garbage. Then a cruel smile appeared on his resolute face. Next, it's your turn. Chapter 78 Total Annihilation. Jiang Chuxuan's Joy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Among the remaining 3 team members, except for the vice captain who has fire powers, he is at the 3rd level. The other tall and thin man has healing powers and basically has no fighting power. The remaining woman, like their captain, also has beast-type powers. The 3 of them united together, and their fighting power was quite impressive, but under Su Jingming, who had activated the thunder state, even if the 3 of them swallowed the blood pill at the same time, they would still be in a one-sided crushing state. More than 10 minutes later, the dark cloud blast gun was pulled out from the last woman's body. Bang! The woman, with fear remaining on her face, fell to the ground suddenly, losing the breath of life. The last person. Su Jingming's blue-purple vertical pupils, which contained no trace of emotion, scanned the surroundings. Compared with 10 minutes ago, there were 5 more corpses in the cave. The methods of death varied. Some had their heads crushed, while others were pierced through the heart with a spear. Others were scorched black by thunder and lightning. More than a month ago, Su Jingming only severely injured Zhao Chunlin, and was later dealt with by the chief supervisor Zhao Yi. Therefore, this can be regarded as his first real killing, and he killed 5 people in one breath. Before this, Su Jingming thought that killing people would make him feel uncomfortable. However, in fact, he didn't even have the slightest emotion after killing 5 people in succession. They are all people who deserve to be killed. Just kill them. There is no pity. The expression on Su Jingming's resolute face did not change at all. Then he flicked the spear, shaking off the blood stained on it. His taller body slowly returned to its original height of 1.89 meters, and the dragon-like vertical pupils filled with thunder and lightning also slowly returned to their original shape. The thunder that was originally lingering around his body disappeared into the air simultaneously. Thunder State is easy to use, but it consumes a lot of money. A look of exhaustion appeared on Su Jingming's face. It only took more than 10 minutes to use the Thunder State, but it was more tiring than fighting the beast for 2 or 3 hours. Certainly, the increase in combat effectiveness brought about by turning on the Thunder State is also worth it. At this time, Jiang Chuxuan walked up with slender thighs. In the previous battle, she had been using her ice powers to assist Su Jingming in his attacks after swallowing the blood pill. He even took advantage of the fact that the deputy captain and another person were restrained by Su Jingming and used a long sword condensed with ice. I personally killed the auxiliary superpower who was not very effective in combat. In fact, as a blogger with tens of millions of fans who makes videos of killing beasts, this is also her first time to kill someone, and for the first time he killed someone. The scene he faced was so bloody. On the ground, corpses are displayed and blood flows everywhere. It can even be used as a shooting scene for some restricted thriller movies. If it were an ordinary girl, faced with this scene suddenly, she would probably have vomited more than 3 or 4 times. However, although Jiang Chuxuan's pretty face turned slightly pale, he did not vomit. Instead, he asked with a concerned look on his face. "It's okay, I'm just a little tired." Su waved his hand. "Let's collect all the earthly springs and exotic flowers and plants first, and then rest for a while." Jiang Chuxuan nodded, took out the jade bottle from the space ring, and came to the spring with Su Jingming. Fortunately, the Dilling spring is not contaminated by blood. Su Jingming breathed a sigh of relief when he looked at the still clear spring water surrounded by exotic flowers and plants. As an S-level treasure, delinquent is extremely precious. Once it is contaminated by impurities such as blood and water, it cannot even be purified, and the efficacy of the medicine will be greatly reduced. It is precisely because of this that Su Jingming deliberately avoided this spring during the battle just now. Although delinquent was fine, many of the exotic flowers and plants around it suffered. However, in comparison, exotic flowers and plants are not as valuable as delinquent. Even if it is stepped on and broken, it can still be used. There was a lot of Dilling spring. Su Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan filled a total of 5.5 bottles in small jade bottles before scooping them all out, and a small pit appeared on the ground. "When the time comes, we can do it again." A smile appeared on Su Jingming's lips, then he handed one of the full bottles and the half-filled jade bottle to Jiang Chuxuan. "This is for you." Jiang Chuxuan didn't expect that the extra half bottle could be given to him, so he couldn't help but said in surprise, "Thank you, Senior." However, just as she was about to reach out to pick it up, the effect of the violent blood elixir suddenly faded away, and her feet became weak as her whole body became weak. With a soft cry, he fell down and sat down. In the previous battle, the vice-captain who had the power of fire also hit Jiang Chuxuan with a flaming hand. Although most of the flames were blocked by the thunder net formed by Su Jingming's Zixiao divine thunder, but there was still a small part of the flame that burned Jiang Chuxuan. Although she used her ice power to extinguish it in time, the suit was still somewhat damaged, causing some of the spring light to leak out on her chest and thighs. At this time, he fell to the ground, and the broken battle clothes seemed to be unable to wrap up the fullness on his chest, directly exposing most of the snow-white northern hemisphere. Jiang Chuxuan naturally discovered this, and his pretty face suddenly turned red to the roots of his ears, and because of the side effects of the blood pill, her whole body was weak and she couldn't use her mental power. Naturally, it was impossible to take out the spare clothes from the space ring. Just when she felt embarrassed and shy about it, Su Jingming's deep voice sounded from the side. Blood pill has very strong side effects. I'll take you to the side to rest first." After saying that, a black men's t-shirt covered her sensitive parts. Then Su Jingming picked her up like a princess and walked towards a clean place next to her. Su Jingming's upper body suit had already exploded when he used the Thunder State just now. Therefore, Jiang Chuxuan, who was held in Su Jingming's arms, could clearly see the well-proportioned muscle curves close at hand, coupled with Su Jingming's strong masculine flavor. Let Jiang Chuxuan, a girl who has such close contact with the opposite sex for the first time, her pretty face, which was already slightly red, turned as red as an apple. At the same time, she could feel her heartbeat speeding up suddenly, and a feeling she had never experienced before filled her heart. In this way, amidst all kinds of complicated emotions, Jiang Chuxuan was gently leaned against the cave wall and placed on the soft animal skin nest of the earth-digging dragon. You rest here for a while, and I'll collect the remaining exotic flowers and plants. It wasn't until Su Jingming turned around and left that Jiang Chuxuan recovered from the complicated emotions. She looked at the black short-sleeved clothes draped on her body, and there was a faint look of amusement in her beautiful eyes. Senior, you are really gentle. Speaking of which, Senior is still a fan of mine. Thinking of this, Jiang Chuxuan felt a joy that he didn't even realize. Chapter 79 Rat Tide. Escape. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It took Su Jingming a few minutes to collect all the exotic flowers and plants in the cave. In addition, a space ring was found on the captain's body. Although it bears the spiritual imprint of the captain, the opponent is already dead. Under the impact of Su Jingming's powerful mental power, the mental imprint of losing attachment was directly shattered. After Su Jingming left his spiritual imprint, a space of about 1 cubic meter appeared in his mind. Most of the items in this space are potions and elixirs. There are also some combat skill cheats, cash, exotic flowers and rare beast materials. Apart from that, there is nothing else. The combat skills are only sea level, and there is nothing good about this third-level elite team. Su Jingming shook his head. Certainly, he also knew that most of the deposits of these superpowers were placed in banks. Without the password, the money cannot be withdrawn. Forget it. If you make those banks cheaper, just think of it as a contribution to the country. Su Jingming put the newly acquired space ring on his left hand. The most valuable thing in this third-level elite team is probably this space ring worth more than 50 million. I wonder if these two 1 cubic meter space rings can be replaced with 2 cubic meter ones. Otherwise, it would be a bit troublesome to carry a 2-meter long gun with you every time. Touching his chin, Su Jingming then turned around and came to Jiang Chuxuan. The violent blood elixir is a desperate elixir that a person with superpowers will take at critical moments, which can greatly improve the strength of a person with superpowers. However, correspondingly, the side effects are also very strong. The weak state of general weakness will last for almost a month or two before disappearing. At this time, Jiang Chuxuan was in this state. His whole body was weak and his pretty face was pale. Seeing Su Jingming coming, Jiang Chuxuan forced a smile and seemed to have no strength to speak. Senior, the Earth Spirit Spring can alleviate the weakness caused by the blood pill. Senior, you can feed me some, not too much, just a small mouthful. Oh, Su Jingming's eyes lit up. Then he took out the small half bottle of Linquan, put it to Jiang Chuxuan's red lips, and drank it for him. Just a small sip made Jiang Chuxuan's face visibly rosy. After being nourished, Jiang Chuxuan took a long breath. But if you want to fully recover, I'm afraid it will take 3 or 4 hours. Although Linquan is an S-level healing elixir, it can heal some injuries almost immediately, but the side effects of the violent blood pill are not limited to the physical body. It can be said that the mental power is also in a state of sluggishness. Even if you take Linquan, you have to wait 3 or 4 hours before you can move freely. Certainly, if compared with the original 2-month period of weakness of the blood-blooded pill, this is already considered very good. This is the first time I know that the side effects of blood pill can be eliminated. Su Jingming smiled upon hearing this. He raised his right hand and looked at the time on the smart watch on his wrist. It was after 5 o'clock in the afternoon when he discovered Jiang Chuxuan's distress signal. After experiencing this series of events, the current time is 6:23 p.m. 3 or 4 hours later, at 9 p.m., it will be dark and not suitable for a long-distance attack. Forget it, just rest in this cave tonight. It happens to be safer. After activating the thunder state, Su Jingming was somewhat weak. After thinking for a moment, he decided not to go out to hunt ferocious beasts again until he fully recovered tomorrow. However, this cave needs a little cleaning. Su Jingming's eyes narrowed, and he pointed his right hand to the ground. Thunder prison. Crackling, purple sky divine thunder with the vast original aura surged out wildly, forming a thunder prison in front, but this time it is not used to imprison enemies. but to clean the site, as the thunder filled the air, the 5 corpses on the ground were instantly reduced to ashes. That's much better. Su Jingming nodded with satisfaction. However, at this moment, a faint roar of a ferocious beast sounded from the direction of the hide lair. Beast? After taking a closer look, he found a nest of terrestrial dragon pups in the center of the nest. Several of the cubs were asleep, but one seemed to have just woken up and was chattering. No wonder that earth-burrowing dragon would directly chase and kill it. It turns out it has cubs. Jiang Chuxuan on the side suddenly said. There are 7 or 8 ferocious beast cubs in a litter. When they grow up, we don't know how many human beings with supernatural powers they will harm. The fecundity of the ferocious beast is too terrifying. Su Jingming shook his head. Ferocious beasts are cruel in nature, and most of them cannot be tamed even if they are cubs. The ferocious beast cubs, which may be weaker and cuter, may also be used as pets for those with powerful powers, but this brood of earth-digging dragons is ugly and has no use value at all. As the thunder surged, the terrifying purple sky divine thunder swallowed up all the burrowing dragon cubs. Perhaps because the level was too low, Su Jingming did not gain any ability points from the nest of ferocious beast cubs he killed. Get ready to rest. I will take you out of the mountain forest area tomorrow. After saying this to Jiang Chuxuan, Su Jingming immediately sat cross-legged on the ground. At this time, his whole body's superpowers were almost drained out, which was the best time to practice superpower training. Soon, he entered a state of trance, continuously absorbing the energy in the air to strengthen himself. After the battle, Jiang Chuxuan was equally exhausted and leaned against the wall. Soon I fell into a deep sleep. The next day, it was 7:21 in the morning. Su Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan walked out of the cave exit hidden in the dense jungle one after another. The air in the mountains and forests is indeed better. If there were no ferocious beasts, I could live here for a month. Jiang Chuxuan stretched lazily, and under the early morning sunlight, her beautiful profile looked even more crystal clear. Su Jingming on the side also smiled slightly when he heard this. Because of the appearance of ferocious beasts, there are almost no mountains and forests within the scope of human activities. Such a quiet and elegant jungle can only be seen in the wilderness area. Come on, I'll take you to the edge of the forest. Su Jingming was carrying a tactical backpack, holding the dark cloud wind gun in his hand, and determined his position through his smart watch, then set off in the direction of the city ruins. Okay, senior. Jiang Chuxuan chuckled and followed. The two of them rushed through the jungle, one behind the other. On the way, Su Jingming also took action and killed several third-level ferocious beasts. After an hour, Su Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan were still running on the road. Suddenly, Su Jingming felt the faint shock of a large ferocious beast rushing behind him, so he couldn't help but turn around and look, and saw a tiger with a fierce aura, 2 stories high and covered in flames jumping out of the jungle. Level 5 Flame Tiger. Su Jingming was immediately shocked and had no time to react. This 5th level Flame Tiger seemed not to have seen them. With a wave of heat, like a huge fireball, it jumped straight past the side. Didn't you notice us? Su Jingming raised his eyebrows. The flesh and blood of human superpowers is extremely delicious to ferocious beasts. It is impossible for this 5th level ferocious beast not to notice the two of them. Senior, look at that ferocious beast. Why does it look like it's running for its life? Jiang Chuxuan said thoughtfully. Escape. Su Jingming frowned slightly. The 5th level ferocious beast is considered the top overlord in the entire Yuanshui wilderness area. What ferocious beast can make it escape? Zitsidi. Just as I was thinking about it, accompanied by dense screams, a black mass of ferocious beasts surged out of the dense forest like a tide. The appearance of these ferocious beasts is somewhat similar to that of rats, but they are more than 40 centimeters long, and each of them has a first-level aura. It's like a tide forming a tide of beasts. It's a rat tide. Su Jingming's expression suddenly changed. The iron-eating rat is an extremely weak beast among the beast clan, and its level is generally around first level. The combat power is not very strong, even ordinary people can kill it, but once the iron-eating rats form a large-scale rat tide, even a 6th level expert who is accidentally surrounded will definitely die. No wonder even the 5th level ferocious beasts have to run for their lives. Su Jingming didn't care about anything else. so he grabbed Jiang Chuxuan and started running for his life too. Chapter 80 Breaking Through the Rat Tide. Return. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the jungle, densely packed iron-eating rats surged in like a wave. It stands to reason that Jingming and Jiang Chuxuan are the second-level top players and the second-level mid-level players. The attack speed is much higher than that of these iron-eating rats, which are only about one level, so there is no need to worry too much. However, after discovering the rat tide, Jingming's expression suddenly changed, and he immediately pulled Jiang Chuxuan and started running away. On the one hand, the iron-eating rat is small in size and very patient. It can run at full speed for 5 or 6 hours without stopping. Jingming's instantaneous top speed is about 63 meters per second, but it can only last for more than 10 minutes at most before it drops to 45 meters per second. The farther back he goes, the slower his attack speed will be. After 2 or 3 hours of continuous running, the speed may drop to 36 meters per second. Maybe even lower. The iron-eating rat's running speed is 30 meters per second and remains unchanged. The further behind it is, the more likely it is to be overtaken. On the other hand, Jingming didn't know how big the rat tide was. If a rat tide also breaks out in the ruined area of the city, if you run slowly, you will probably be surrounded and fall into a certain death situation. Jingming didn't dare to gamble. Therefore, you can only escape from the wilderness area as quickly as possible. The ferocious beast materials and the dark cloud blast gun are too heavy and must be thrown away. Jingming's eyes narrowed as he was on the run, and he was about to throw away his tactical backpack and long gun. However, Jiang Chuxuan, who was being taken along beside him, quickly said, "Senior, my space ring is big enough, put it here." She stretched out her jade hand and touched it lightly, and the tactical backpack and spear disappeared out of thin air. And Jingming suddenly felt a lot more relaxed all over. It's too slow to run like this. It's more convenient to just carry it on your back. After saying that, Jingming didn't care whether Jiang Chuxuan agreed or not. With a cooing cry, she carried it directly onto her back. I have to say that Jiang Chuxuan is indeed in good shape. The moment the delicate body pressed up, Jingming suddenly felt 2 full squeezing sensations coming from his back. But now is not the time to experience this wonderful touch. Jingming took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "Senior sister, hold on tight. I'm going to speed up." Jiang Chuxuan, who was on his back, was still a little shy at first, but upon hearing this, he knew that now was the critical moment to escape, so he hugged Jingming tightly with both hands, and Jingming also directly accelerated his speed, running through the jungle like a phantom, towards the ruins of the town. And Jiang Chuxuan only weighed about 60 kilograms, which did not bring any burden to him. Normally, you would have to be careful to avoid the territory of high-level ferocious beasts in the wilderness area, but now, everyone is running for their lives, whether they are ferocious beasts or supernatural beings, so it only took more than half an hour for Jingming to rush out of the mountain forest area. On the way, he also encountered many ferocious beasts and teams of superpowers that were swallowed up by the rat tide. Zitzidi. Zitzidi. The moment he rushed out of the forest area, Jingming discovered that there were iron-eating rats running rampant in the city ruins area outside. The number of these iron-eating rats is much smaller than that in the forest, but if you look around, there are tens of thousands of them at least. Although the iron-eating rat is called an iron-eating rat, it can be regarded as a ferocious beast. What the iron-eating rat loves most is flesh and blood. You will only eat iron to survive when you have no choice. Therefore, iron-eating rats tend to devour any living thing except plants. So, when Jingming, carrying Jiang Chuxuan on his back, appeared in their sight, these iron-eating rats rushed up with their scarlet eyes open. The most troublesome situation still happened. A rat tide broke out in the ruined area of the town. I don't know where so many iron-eating rats came from. Jingming took a deep breath. In order not to be surrounded, and without caring about anything else, he shouted in a low voice, "Thunder state." Boom. He once again transformed into an enhanced state over 2 meters tall. While the thunder was lingering, his speed surged again, directly increasing to the terrifying range of 80 meters per second. if you look down from the sky, you can see it. Su Jingming was like a bolt of lightning, forcibly breaking through the dense swarm of rats. And wherever he went, the iron-eating rats all fell down with their bodies charred and black. Kill a first-level low-level iron-eating rat, gain +2 ability points. A series of system prompts sounded in his mind, making Su Jingming's face darken. The strength of the iron-eating rat is really rubbish. The power points obtained after killing them are actually not as good as ordinary peak and non-level ferocious beasts. We have to speed up a little more. Thunder flash. Looking at the iron-eating rats that kept coming around, Su Jingming couldn't care less about the iron-eating rats that complained about garbage. There was a flash of lightning under his feet and he rushed out dozens of meters in an instant. In this way, while maintaining the thunder state and using thunder flash to rush forward from time to time, Su Jingming rushed towards the supply base with Jiang Chuxuan on his back. The Legion obeys the order and forms a unit of 100 people to defend the outside world. All mutant squads. Get ready for battle. This is an unprecedented rat tide. We must defend it. Regarding the movements of ferocious beasts in the wilderness area, the source water supply base has always monitored the movements, so, immediately after the rat tide emerged in the wilderness area, the troops stationed next to the Yuanshui supply base immediately took action. Rows of heavily armed soldiers armed with submachine guns stood guard in front of the Yuanshui supply base. In addition, the team of superpowers are also ready to take action at any time. The iron-eating rat seems to know that the human base camp is not easy to mess with, and it just roams around in the wilderness area. Even if occasionally a small wave of rats rushes toward the supply base, it will be quickly eliminated by the team of superpowers. The scale of this rat tide is actually so huge, at least there are more than 300,000 iron-eating rats, right? Under the supply base building, the chief manager Wang Chuang was also a little shocked, but now, it has nearly doubled. Looking around, there are iron-eating rats almost everywhere in the entire Yuanshui wilderness area. Now, the Yuanshui wilderness area may be facing a trough period for several months. The chief supervisor Wang Chuang couldn't help but sigh. After the rat tide breaks out, the number of ferocious beasts in the entire wilderness area will decrease by at least 70%. Certainly, with the terrifying reproduction speed of the ferocious beasts, it only takes 2 or 3 months to restore the original ferocious beast density again. But in the past 2 or 3 months, the number of people with supernatural powers who go to the Yuanshui wilderness area to experience will also decrease sharply. The profit that the supply base can earn this year will also be reduced a lot. It's just a pity that those with supernatural powers who go deep into the wilderness area, I'm afraid most of them will be devoured. Wang Chuang shook his head, and then thought of Su Jingming who entered the wilderness area some time ago. I hope he didn't go too far into the wilderness area. Otherwise, no one can save him unless his teacher Yang Jintian takes action himself. Just as he was thinking about it, the troops and superpowers stationed in front suddenly let out bursts of exclamations. Look, what is that? What a terrifying thunder! Could it be a ferocious beast that controls thunder and lightning? Be prepared for battle and never let it hit the base city. Within sight, a blue-purple spherical lightning could be seen among the dense tide of iron-eating rat beasts. With a terrifying aura, it burned the iron-eating rats along the way to black, and sprinted towards the supply base at an extremely fast speed, just when the army and the team of superpowers thought this might be a powerful thunder-type beast. But he found a vague figure inside, and his movements stopped slightly. It was at this time that the ball lightning suddenly broke through the tide of iron-eating rats. He jumped up, crossed a distance of more than 20 meters, and smashed towards the square of the supply base. Bang! Accompanied by a loud noise, ball lightning fell on the square under the shocked eyes of the surrounding superpowers. The ground shook slightly, creating a deep pit in the square. The blue-purple lightning and thunder gradually dissipated, revealing the figure inside. This is a young man over 2 meters tall, with lightning arcs jumping on his swollen muscles, like an iron tower. His eyes are different from ordinary people. They are a pair of dragon-like vertical pupils without any emotion at all, filled with thunder and lightning. And on his broad back, he was carrying a relatively petite and beautiful girl, and the powerful and violent aura surrounding the young man made the breathing of all the superpowers in the square stagnate. This person is none other than Su Jingming, who ran back all the way with Jiang Chuxuan, looking at the familiar supply base square around him. Jingming, who was shocked by the crowd, couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Phew, finally back.